Hi there, backgammon enthusiasts. This is Phil Simborg. I am a professional backgammon teaching professional, and I'm also a backgammon player, a professional backgammon player, by the way. And I'm here to tell you that backgammon is all luck, just like you thought it was. Everybody says that backgammon is a dice game, it's a game of luck, and you're absolutely right. This is a game of luck, and you're going to win plenty if you're lucky. If you're lucky enough to play with people who believe that backgammon is a game of luck, that don't realize that it's a game of skill. If you play with people who believe that the dice are unfair and that they're always getting bad dice and their opponents are always getting good dice, if you're lucky enough to find people like that, you're going to win a lot. I've made a living playing people like that, both online and live. I was lucky. Well, maybe I was smart. Maybe I picked the right people to play, because there's people out there who are better than I am. You just won't see me sitting across the table from them playing them very much unless I have to at a major tournament. And then when they're better than me, they're usually going to beat me, because this is a game of skill. Let me prove it to you. Let me show you why some people get better dice than others. It is true. You can get better dice than the next guy by playing better. The better you play, the more likely you are to have rolls that are going to help you, and the less likely you are to have rolls that are going to hurt you. The better you play, the fewer good rolls you give your opponent. Take a look at this play. You're red here. By the way, I'm playing on a computer program called Extreme Gammon, which tells you exactly what the right play is and by what percentage, and tells you if you make one play how often you'll win and how often you'll win a gammon. A gammon is double if you get all of your checkers off before your opponent gets his off. And it'll tell you if you make one play you're going to win X percent, and you make it the right play you'll win Y percent, or the wrong play. And the same thing with gammons. Well, here red has a 5-2 to play. Think for just a second. How would you play this 5-2? Well, you better not hope you're playing me, because I'm going to play this right, and I'm going to hit you. I'm going to play the 2 to here, and I'm going to win a heck of a lot more games than the people who play this safely and carefully, which is the way beginners and people who don't really know the game are going to play it. Let me just show you the answer here. Let's show what Extreme Gammon says. It says that if you hit, even though you know if you get hit back, you're going to lose this game for sure, you still win it a lot more when you hit. As a matter of fact, what it's saying here is you not only win the game more, but you also win a few more gammons by hitting. As a matter of fact, here's the non-hitting play down here, where you just safely play both checkers in safely, and you win this game 42% of the time. But if you hit, you win the game 61% of the time. Now, I know it looks scary. Let me show you what it looks like after you hit. I know if he rolls a 4 or he rolls a 3-1, you're in bad shape in this game. By the way, if he rolls a double 4 or a 4-3, that isn't so bad, is it? Because he's got to come in with the 4, and the other 4s or the 3s have to be played from here. So even if he rolls a 4, it better be a 4-5 or a 4-6 or a 4-1 or a 4-2. So even the 4s aren't fatal. But let's assume he does roll a 4-6 and you lose the game. Alright, so you lose. But how often is he going to hit you compared to how often will he win if you don't hit him at all and you make this play? You make what's called the quote-unquote safe play. Turns out the safe play is pretty darn dangerous. It's 42% less chances of winning your combination of games and gammons by making the so-called safe play. It turns out the safe play is pretty darn dangerous. So, do you always hit here? No, you've got to learn the game. This game requires study and skill. I've been studying it for 55 years. I've been teaching for 20 years. I've got students from all over the world who have proven that by taking lessons and reading books and studying the game, they get better. Why? How do we know they get better? They win more, they win tournaments, and they get rated on this computer machine telling you how good you play. Let's take a look at a similar play. This is very similar to the position we just looked at. You also have a 5-2, and in this case, you'd be very, very wrong to hit. If you hit here, you're going to give away some equity again. You're going to lose more than you should, and you're going to get gammon sometimes as well when you don't need to. In this situation, you're winning the race by enough to where a hit, let me go all the way down to where the hit is, and that's all the way down here. The hit will win you the game far less. You're going to lose 34% of your equity or your total value as a result of hitting. You're going to win the game 62% of the time, but by not hitting, you're going to win the game almost 71% of the time. So again, are you unlucky when you play this wrong and you hit and you get hit back? Were you unlucky on the other one when your opponent rolled big numbers, when you failed to hit him and your opponent rolled big numbers and just took the game home? I could show you hundreds of examples where playing correctly is going to give your opponent fewer good rolls and give you more good rolls and make you luckier. You make your own luck in backgammon. It's not just about the dice. Of course, once in a while, your opponent's going to roll 3 double sixes in a row, or he's going to roll that magic crazy number. That's the odds. That happens. If you flip a coin 100 times, you're going to come up heads 10 times in a row. You're bound to. That's the odds that the freaky things are going to happen once in a while. But if you play the odds, in the long run, you come out way ahead. Let's take a look at this position. You're red. You're winning. You're doing a great job here, and you have a 4-2 to play. How are you going to play it? Well, do you take 2 checkers off? Do you take 1 checker off the 6 point? If you took 1 checker off the 6 point, you're wrong. You're going to be less lucky. Why? Let me show you a little bit about odds here. Let's say you take a checker off. On your next roll, if you roll a 6-1 or a 1-6, that's 2 separate rolls, or a 5-1 or a 1-5, that's a total of 4 rolls out of the 36 possible rolls. You're going to leave a shot next time, and if you get hit, you could lose the game, or at least maybe not win a gammon. If you make the other play and take 2 checkers off, what leaves a shot next time? Only a 6-5 or a 5-6. And you might just roll doubles and never get down to 2 checkers this way. And you get an extra checker off, which means that even if you do leave a shot and get hit, you're more likely to still win the game. And you might win more gammons this way. Let's see what our friend Extreme Gammon says again. The computer program is going to tell you it's right to take 2 checkers off. Are you unlucky when you take 1 checker off and you rolled your 5-1 or 6-1 and you left a shot and you got hit? Heck no. You weren't unlucky. You played wrong because you didn't learn the game. Well, you can learn this game and play better. Look at this. You win the game more and you win more gammons. That's what these things mean by taking the 2 checkers off. Again, I could show you position after position that you might not be aware of the skill involved. You have a 5-1 to play here. You're red. You have a 5-1. You're going to bring your checkers in. Blue has a checker up on the bar. How do you play it? 99% of the people are going to take this checker off of here and just bring it in. Well, it's not the right play. The right play is to bring 2 checkers in. Bring him in while he's still on the bar, while he's got holes in his board, where the chances of getting hit are very small. If you bring in 2 checkers, as you're supposed to, he could only hit you by rolling a 5 and a 2. If you leave a checker here, or even if you leave this checker here, he can only hit you if he rolls a 5 and a 3. If he does that, you're likely to hit him back and win, and maybe even win more games and more gammons as a result of it. But the odds are that he won't hit you at all. Why should you take a chance on leaving a shot out here at all? Because if you don't now, and then he rolls a 5, you might leave a shot next time. And that really could be a killer, because he'd have a direct shot at you. He wouldn't have to roll a combination 5 and 2. All he'd need is a 2. And there's a heck of a lot more 2s. As a matter of fact, there's 11 2s out of 36 rolls, but there's only 2 ways to roll a 5-2 or 2-5. So you're bringing just the checker in safely is the 3rd best play. I'll give you one more example to prove to you this game is not just luck. You have a 4-1 to play here. How would you play? A lot of people bring the checker in from the 7 point. Bring it on in. A lot of people bring the 2 checkers off the 8 point. Bring it in. How many people would break the 8 point and leave a shot? Take a look. It's the right play. Why would you leave a shot here? Because you want to get hit and you want him to come off the 6s. You want him to break this point. You want to clobber him. Bringing both of these checkers off of this point is all the way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th best play. Taking a checker off the 7 point and just bringing it in quietly, it's down here, way down here. You don't want to make that play. You'd love, I'll show you what the right play looks like. This is how it looks. You leave him a shot. You're hoping he'll roll a 6 and hit you. You'll pick up these checkers. You'll pound this checker that's left. You're supposed to break your block or your prime and get hit and cause them to come off. There is so much more to this game than meets the eye. Many of the top backgammon players in the world are also fantastic chess players, and they play bridge and many other very top games. Some of the best poker players in the world are great backgammon players. And the reason that they play these other games as well as backgammon is they know that backgammon is a game of skill. They know that if they spend the time to learn it, they can win more, and they can play better and win more. And so can you. There's a lot to learn about this game, and the U.S. Backgammon Federation, myself, and other volunteers for our organization are here to help you, and will show you how you can play better and how you can roll better dice because of it. Thanks for watching, and you can go to www.usbgf.org or on Facebook, and of course on this website. Stay tuned for more help on how to learn how to roll better. You will roll better if you play better. It's that simple. This is a game of skill. It's a game of odds. In the long run. In the short run, on one roll, of course, bad things can happen, good things can happen, but you can tilt the odds greatly in your favor. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.